What is it?
It sounds as if somebody's broken in, Mr. Ambassador.
Camera. The information in those files must not leave this building. Inform the British police that we have an intruder.
Get out. Sergeant Fairfax, Special Branch. All right, where is it?
I don't know what you're talking about, Sergeant.
I found it, Sergeant.
You're wasting your time, Sergeant. There is no film. I never took any pictures.
Sharon McCready, one of the champions, endowed with the senses and qualities of a superhuman. Sharon McCready, endowed with Craig Sterling and Richard Barrett, her companions in the plane crash in Tibet, by the lost civilization that saved them. Endowed by the mysterious people with special powers and skills. A secret known only to them. Now they are able to use their powers and skills to their best advantage as champions of law, order, and justice.
He's taking something out of a belt pouch.
A stethoscope. It's a camera, all right.
So it is a camera. Right. Then how did he dispose of the film?
On the basis of these timings, I'd say it was impossible.
How about the documents? Do we know what they contain?
Yes. Top secret instructions to their ambassador in London.
What about the new defense treaty with Britain?
Who'd be interested in the ambassador's instructions? Apart from the British government.
That is precisely the ambassador's point. His contention being that the intruder could only have been working for British intelligence.
And was he?
Well, according to the British, they deny any knowledge of the break-in.
And, of course, they won't accept the denial.
No, which under the circumstances is not surprising.
What are they going to do?
Well, break off negotiations with Britain.
Now, that's going to be very welcome news to whatever country wants to get in on their arms market.
You see, in a sensitive area like this, anything like an arms race could quite easily lead to war. And our job is to prevent that happening. What we want to know is whether Westerman was working alone or under orders from the British. Or, for that matter, any other government.
Westerman?
Paul Westerman. The man with the camera. At the moment, he's in Birchill Prison in London.
What, on a holding charge?
Yep, 3 months. And apart from an empty camera, there is absolutely nothing to tie him up with the intruder at the embassy.
Somebody ought to pay him a visit.
You've got more of the jailbird mentality, Craig. I'll deal with the diplomatic side.
Better wear your other suit.
But the point is, Mr. Barrett, we no longer believe the British government.
Westerman had no time to unload that camera and dispose of the film before the police got to it.
Ah, exactly.
You mean that when the British police got Westerman, they also got the film?
Can you think of a better explanation?
No, not yet, anyway. But you still haven't explained why the British government should arrest one of their own agents.
Appearances, Mr. Barrett, appearances. The British are very fond of them.
Enough to jail a man?
For 3 months. In other words, until the negotiations are over. And until then, no one can talk to Westerman. Can I question him?
Have you tried?
Of course I've tried. And what am I told very politely? That under British law, I have no right. No right, Mr. Barrett.
Yes, I admit it sounds bad. Look, if we can establish that Westerman didn't pass the film to the British government, would your country be prepared to continue negotiations?
Ah, that's a hypothetical question, Mr. Barrett. Besides, how can you establish anything while Westerman is still safely tucked away in jail?
This is it, Sterling. Your berth for the duration. Worth call in half an hour.
By that he means moving one pile of coal to another pile of coal. My name's Westerman. Look, you don't have to take it out on me.
Sterling. Craig Sterling.
American. Short term? Please yourself. Hey! Do they send you home if your visa runs out, huh? Oh, great sense of humor.
This whole business puts us in an extremely embarrassing position, Tremaine.
Yes. I can well imagine that.
We have categorically denied any knowledge whatsoever of that intruder. But do you think that their ambassador will believe us?
Apparently, no.
I don't have to tell you, Tremaine, that we at British intelligence have been rather under pressure of late. Another incident making the headlines like this one could be disastrous. Absolutely disastrous.
Look, precisely what is it you want me to say, Mr. Carrington?
Well, an assurance.
Of what?
That everything that can be done will be done.
Oh, heavens, you surely don't have to ask me for that.
Tremaine, we had nothing to do with that break-in. Nothing.
Good. Then trust our intelligence to put you in the clear. Look, can't you see my point? There is absolutely no basis for discussion, Mr. Carrington.
Would we have cooperated with you as we have if we'd been guilty of complicity?
I don't know. Would you?
But you do understand the position it puts me in. It's a very awkward position.
Yeah. Yes, I'm perfectly certain of that. But, you know, it doesn't make things exactly easy for my people either. Do you see what I mean?
Grand tour starts and ends with a guy named Pickering. He's a small-time fixer. Now, you want to let us send out? Ask Pickering. Books brought in, ask Pickering. In fact, anything. You just ask Pickering. He's also the Snout Baron.
Snout?
Yeah. Cigarettes, any brand. Ask Pickering, he'll get it for you.
What else does Pickering do? Huh? What else does Pickering do?
Well, now I'm really impressed. You got supplies in for a siege, huh?
Siege takes time. I won't be here that long.
You haven't by any chance got it fixed to go over the wall, have you?
Have you got a built-in tape recorder, or can I turn you off?
I'm just trying to be friendly.
Start a Lonely Hearts Club. Help yourself.
Cheers. Look, Sterling, what you said just now.
I said nothing.
Yeah, sure. But if there's a chance, I'd be interested.
Senor, the gentleman has arrived.
Tell him to come in. Mr. Booker?
Yes?
It's not very easy in Britain to contact a man such as yourself.
You surprised?
No, pleased. The cautious approach appeals to me.
Got a job for me.
My contact assures me that you can get a man out of prison.
I can try, if the price is right.
Don't worry, I'll pay your price.
You must need him very badly.
He's got something that I want. His name is Paul Westerman, and he is in Birchill jail. Get him out and bring him here.
Shall we say £5,000 for safe delivery?
Very well. That's all. Oh, Booker. I hope that you are not a talkative man. Remember, you have no diplomatic immunity to hide behind.
Screw told me you got 3 months. You'd be better off to sit it out.
Yeah, well, I got another charge hanging over me. I don't intend to face it.
No deal.
Not even for cash.
How much?
You're selling. Name a price. Where do you keep the rabbit?
How would you raise the cash?
Now, you're asking too many questions, Sterling.
I'm doing the favors, Westerman.
I come back as the best.
I've heard that song before.
With guarantees.
Before I agree to anything, Westerman.
Proof. Lots and lots of proof.
Sarah? Sarah? Sarah, you should take more exercise. It's good for me.
Successful visit?
Yes, I think so.
What's the job?
To spring a prisoner from Birchill jail, Paul Westerman.
What's Garcian's interest?
Westerman? You wouldn't say, but it certainly didn't sound all that friendly. Well, get yourself dressed. I've got some work for you.
What sort of work?
Newspaper files. Somewhere there's a report on Westerman, what he was jailed for and for how long. The ambassador seemed very reluctant to give out any information.
And you want me to find it?
Yes. You use that expensive education of yours.
How can a few news reports help?
I don't know. But I've got an idea. This is no straight deal. When I go into it, I want to do so with my eyes wide open.
So I've noticed.
Hey, give us a hand with this. Hey, not so fast. I want to talk to you, Westerman.
Well, what is it?
Keep your voice down.
Forget it, Pickering. I've got all the tobacco I can use.
I'm not selling cigarettes. There's a message for you from friends outside. Someone's put up the money to get you out.
Come on, we haven't got all day.
Meet me in the library when we break.
Load the coal, unload the coal.
What was that?
Nothing, sir.
Just a minute, you two.
Bet they're more efficient in the States.
Smarter.
Yeah. All right, Sterling, what's going on?
You tell me.
Pickering's just told me somebody wants me out. 2 days, 2 escape offers. Now, what is this, a jail or a travel agency?
An offer. Forget it, Westerman. You asked me, remember?
You want I should go with Pickering?
I'm going tonight. You want to come with me? Make up your mind. But if you decide to, keep your mouth shut and stay away from Pickering.
Who's putting up the money, Pickering? You expect me to go along with it in the dark?
I don't expect anything, Westerman. I'll just get paid to pass the details. Not hold your hand as you go over the wall.
He's late.
He spoke to Westerman.
What is it?
We'll have to play this one very carefully. It seems we've got some competition.
Good afternoon, Father.
Good afternoon.
Excuse me, Father.
Yes, what is it?
Will you be seeing O'Connor, Father?
O'Connor.
He's in solitary, he's having a bad time.
Is that so? Well, I'll be sure to see him.
Hey, Father, I wonder if you'd just slip in this. It's St. Christopher medal.
So it is, so it is.
It'll be a comfort to him in the long days alone.
Yes, yes, it will.
Little present from the lads in the engineering shops.
He'll have the matches, will he?
Oh, yes, that'll be no problem.
There you are.
Good afternoon, Father. Who have you come to see?
22596 Craig Sterling.
Oh, the American? Yes. This way, Father.
Thank you.
Bit of you, Sterling.
You got the wrong cell, Father. Nobody's dying in here.
Mr. Sterling, is it? You wouldn't be gambling, would you?
Relax, Dad.
Father, please.
This is Westerman.
This is thirsty work. Better stay in character.
What is all this?
You can talk in front of him.
It's set for an hour after lights out.
So we got the angels on our side, then.
How do we get clear?
We'll have a car waiting for you when you go over the wall.
You know there's going to be two of us.
Yes, I heard. I hope you know what you're doing.
He's a paying guest.
It's all right for him to make promises now.
Don't you worry about me, Father. I'll pay.
You will if you know what's good for you. Arrangements like this come expensive.
Forget it. You leave the money side to me. Until we collect from his paymaster, you won't see daylight between us, right?
It's all right with me, Sterling.
We'll be at the west wall.
Wait a minute, they lock us in our cells at lights out. What are we going to do?
I know the routine, Westerman. Give it an hour and then use these.
Very tricky.
I think you'll find it a very comprehensive set. Well, now, Craig, you leave your case to me. I'll do everything I can. My blessing to you both. The best of Irish luck.
Thank you, Father.
It's all magic.
Oh, Sharon. Good to see you back. How are you?
Fine.
Sit down, have a drink.
Thank you.
Good leave?
It wasn't long enough. Have you heard from them?
Yes, heard from Richard. They're leaving Birchill prison tonight.
So Westerman's going along with it?
Apparently, yeah.
Any news of the film?
No, but then I'm not expecting any developments until they're over the wall, as they say. You know, I think it'd be a good idea if you left for London as well.
But they're coping very well.
Yeah, and I wanted to stay that way. You see, time isn't on our side, and we've got to solve this problem quickly.
Have I time to finish my drink?
Yeah, all of 5 seconds.
Let's go. Check the corridor.
Wait.
What's wrong?
Not yet.
Since when have you been giving the orders? Is that your doing?
Diversion, that's all.
With Pickering?
Yes, with Pickering.
I thought I told you to keep your mouth shut.
That thing isn't exactly mute.
Our plan was time to the guard changeover. We don't need any help. Get the rope. You first. All right, get down the parapet. You all right?
Yes. I'm fine.
Westerman, if you feel like that, the secret's not to look down. Okay, brace yourself against the wall on the way down, all right?
Can't leave me up here.
Nobody's gonna leave you here, Westerman. We're gonna do it the easy way.
What do you mean? Easy?
I'm gonna lower you on the rope.
No.
That's it.
No.
Come on now.
Sterling.
All right.
No. No.
All right.
No. Sterling, please. No. No. Sterling. Sterling. No.
Get out. Anything you say.
Where's the car?
This way.
In the back, both of you. Come along in, gentlemen. Sarah, pour them a drink. There's a good girl. That's it. Sit you down. Make yourselves comfortable, gentlemen. And if either of you should attempt to leave, Mr. Polton here will shoot you.
You're both very silent.
We think a lot.
What do you think about?
I'm thinking how dumb he is.
Thanks.
If you hadn't opened up your mouth to Pickering, we'd be in the clear by now.
Ah, shut up.
I'm afraid I got some rather bad news for you.
I want that man, Booker. I want Westerman.
Yes, and I want to know why.
Where's your friend Wall with us?
Oh, he's only interested in one of you.
And the other one?
Why don't you ask him?
Well, I'm afraid our friend wasn't very pleased. I told him we'd failed. Well, gentlemen, I've got an idea. There's a fortune tied up in one of you two.
Suppose you tell us what's going on.
I'll tell you what I think you should know. Search them, Sarah.
Come on, up on your feet.
What do you expect to find?
Identification as a first step.
We're not trying to hide that.
Of course we're not. My name's Sterling. Craig Sterling.
And that proves who I am. Westerman. Paul Westerman.
The three men that jumped me certainly knew what they were doing.
It all went wrong, Sharon, all wrong.
Well, it certainly wasn't coincidence.
Coincidence?
Time and place. They must have known about the escape, every detail.
Yes, it could have been Westerman's doing.
Have you heard from Craig?
Still, I don't think he'd be in a position to contact anyone.
And Craig wouldn't want to let Westerman out of his sight.
No, or let anything happen to him, at least until he had that film in his hands.
So what do? We try and contact Craig.
Well, that's what I do if I can.
I'm dismissed.
Yes, it's been nice seeing you, Sharon, but I think you ought to go back to Geneva and try and convince Tremaine that he'll get that film.
All right. I'll do whatever you say. I'm sure you know what you're doing.
No, I don't. Still, it'll sound as though I do.
Have you any ideas?
Well, I got one thought. 2 attempts were made to get Westerman out, ours and another. I'm going to check on the only interested party I know about. I'll be in touch.
But I haven't seen Westerman, Mr. Barrett. How could I have done?
Because he's now free, and at our last meeting you said you wanted to talk to him.
And so I do, Mr. Barrett, so I do. But I know nothing about his escape.
Well, perhaps it might help you to know that my organization originated one attempt last night.
Oh.
I'm interested to find out about the other.
Now I would refer you back to our last meeting.
British intelligence again,
You know, Mr. Barrett, the only consolation about this business is that finally you are coming around to my way of thinking.
Oh, I'm staying on the fence, Mr. Ambassador, until I find out all the answers.
Oh, Mr. Westerman.
Mr. Booker.
Before we continue this somewhat medieval interlude, I think I should give you just one last opportunity to talk.
I'd really like to help you out, Mr. Booker, but you don't make any sense.
A lot of people wanted you out of jail.
I got a lot of friends.
Oh, not among thieves. I'm less of an idealist. You're worth a great deal of money, Mr. Westerman. And I want to know why.
Now, there you go again, Mr. Booker, and I don't know.
Ah, I see. What a pity. Well, now, as regards this little contrivance, the weights so far are, well, uncomfortable?
Bit.
Yes, but you're obviously a very fit man.
Well, I try and stay in shape.
But you wouldn't be able to hold that position very long.
I don't doubt you for a second, Mr. Booker.
When half the weights have been placed in this basket, your muscles will be torn. They'll be unable to take the strain. And when all the weights are in the basket, your limbs will be
wrenched
from their sockets. But I assure you, you'll have told me all I want to know long before that eventuality.
Why don't I save myself a lot of trouble and talk now?
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you why, Mr. Booker. You see, I don't know anything.
can't seem to believe me.
Oh, would you excuse me just one moment?
Telephone. Has he talked?
Not yet, but he will soon. Where's Sterling?
Safe and locked in his room.
Well, we'll leave you for a moment, Mr. Westerman. Give you time to think things over. Booker here.
Mr. Garcian here. Not very long ago, I had a visitor at the embassy, Booker. A visitor who gave me reason to believe that you might be trying to double-cross me.
Now, why would I do that?
You told me that Westerman was grabbed last night by your opponents. Now, this visitor was a member of another group, and they haven't got him either. Now, that suggests a third party, and I don't go along with that. I don't go along with that at all.
I don't go back on deals I make. I wouldn't stay in business if I did.
Good. Now, should you happen to find Westerman within the next couple of hours, shall we say, perhaps I will overlook any indiscretions on your part.
I'd like to see Pickering alone, officer. He's got a domestic problem.
Right, Father. Now, you've heard about the breakout.
Yeah, terrible, terrible.
Now, I suppose you didn't notice anything suspicious while you were in there, did you?
I was concerned with their spiritual welfare, officer.
Yes, of course. Right, outside you. Come on. Hurry up. On your feet, Pickering. Show a little respect, will you? I'll see you're not disturbed, Father.
Thank you.
I didn't ask for a visit, Father.
Well, you're getting a visit, aren't you? I know. Sit down. There's a good fellow. I just want to have a little talk to you. About the men who got out of here last night. You knew about the break, didn't you, Pickering?
Me? I don't know nothing. What's it got to do
with me? Well, that's my business. I'm in a position to help you, you see. The cloth is not without influence in these matters. I happen to know that you're an accessory that might prejudice your parole.
Leave off. Me, an accessory? Everybody knew about that break.
Yes, but you were the one that got the message out. Who told? All right, that's fine. We'll arrange for you to serve your full sentence.
Booker. Alfred Booker.
Where do I find him?
Like to tell the kids, Father. Ask a policeman. Alf Booker's got a record as long as your arm.
Have you had enough, Mr. Westerman?
You might say that, Mr. Booker.
I'll cut you down just as soon as you talk.
You don't hear so good, Mr. Booker. I don't know anything.
All right, Mr. Westerman, we'll do it the hard way.
Anything wrong, Father?
Yes, there is. An old fella just walked over my grave.
Maybe he doesn't know anything after all. You want me to cut him down?
Oh, we'll give him a little longer.
What happens now?
I cut my losses. I sell him to Garcian.
There, you see, my friend, I promised you I wouldn't let you down. And who is this?
Craig Sterling, an American. I don't know how he's involved.
Good to see you again, Westerman.
Well, you took your time about it, Ambassador.
For that, you can blame this money-grabbing fool.
This is Westerman?
That's right. We switched identity, but I expected an argument.
They wouldn't believe me anyway. Besides, I had an investment to protect.
I thought you wanted something from Westerman. He'd got something, you said.
Did I give you that impression? Good. It seemed wiser with a fool like you.
Then who is he?
Whoever he is, does he know anything?
No.
Wait a minute. I know something. I know that you owe me a lot of loot. Is that the paymaster?
I play hard rules, Sterling. So long.
What about my money?
Oh, get it from him?
You don't pull out like that.
You will excuse me, Mr. Broker, if I leave you to sort out your own financial affairs. Good day, gentlemen. I hope you enjoy each other's company.
He's got friends, they'll pay. I don't like working for nothing.
Let's see what other little entertainment we can devise for our guests.
Move where I tell you, Booker, or I'll break your neck. That's it. Nice and easy, Booker. Come on. Come on, Booker. That's a good boy. I am really going to enjoy this, Mr. Polton.
This is just about as far as you go, Westerman.
You are wasting your time, Barrett. Westerman is a member of our diplomatic corps, a naturalized citizen of our country. You cannot touch him.
Then take the case to the British courts. He's an escaped convict. Of course, you could clear him if you could stand the publicity.
So you're in this too, Sterling?
And like you, Westerman, I play hard rules. You stay with us.
And myself, of
Well,
course.
we can hardly detain an ambassador, can we?
You're learning, Barrett.
Sorry, we didn't make it, senor.
We can't win them all, can we? Gentlemen?
After you, Westerman.
Come in. Well, you did a very good job, Craig.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, and you too, Richard.
Thank you, sir.
So there never was any film.
No, sir.
They just went through the motions to provide us with a convincing tape.
That's it. So, what happens now?
Well, probably nothing. I mean, they can hardly break off relations with Britain now.
No, not without losing substantial sums in American aid.
So there won't be any international competition to supply arms to that area?
Not a chance. Negotiations for a new treaty reopened in London yesterday. And informed sources anticipate a very successful conclusion. So that's that.
Labs will develop these for me.
Film? But I thought
just a few snaps I took of Craig in Trafalgar Square, feeding the birds.
Really?